Hi everyone. So we are here today with three lovely ladies to talk about our last swap event that we had about a week ago here at the City Square Mall, and we wanted to sit together and just have a chat about how things went last time, and just have a little bit of a review because we really value everyone's feedback and we are constantly trying to improve the experience for everyone. So we thought we'd get some loyal swappers here to have a nice conversation and just to get your thoughts on things. So I wanted to start out to just, have everyone introduce themselves and talk about, what your name is, where you're from, what you do, and why you started swapping.
So my name is Marielle. Many people call me Nikki, because it's easier. I'm originally from South Africa with German roots. So we're just a bit multicultural. And so I run my own business, which is called The M's. It's a marketing company focusing on startups. And I used to work in the fashion industry as well, so it's just something I feel quite passionate about. And I started swapping, I think, last year, and at the Marina Barrage. That was my first event at the Earth Fest. And I'd already known swapping from before from the UK, but I remember the first time I had been confronted with it, I was like, what? Why would anybody do this? But I kind of went to it and I checked it out and thought, oh, that's a really interesting concept. And then living in Singapore, I just realized there's so many people, and you see it on Facebook a lot, right? They've just clothes are in perfect condition, but they don't know what to do with it because it's so difficult to sell here, etc. I think it's a challenge you don't have as much in other markets. And then I was like, oh, I want to do my own swap. And that was always in the back of my mind, and but I never went for it. And then one day, I think it was on Facebook, I saw Swapaholic, and I was like, oh, let's go. And yeah, so that was my first one, and I don't know, I kind of lost count of how many I've been to. I think it's a really fun experience. I always look forward to it.
Okay, that's good. What about you?
I'm Ratna. I'm from Indonesia. Been in Singapore for the past close to 12 years.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. So I work for a training consulting firm doing more into marketing and client servicing. So how do I get to know about Swapaholic is from I think the green is the new black event. So I was attending the event and I saw there is a drop back section, and I was like, what is this? And then the lady explained to me, it's like, oh, interesting. But today is the last day, so okay. So I thought, then I go and follow Swapaholic on Facebook page. My very first swap was in the Liam Court.
Okay.
So I got another friend to join me as well, and we loved the experience. And the last swap was with another friend, and it was like, wow, this is so exciting. Why I started swapping is because I think I used to be a very impulsive buyer. So I buy clothes online, and sometimes it just pile in my wardrobe, just wear it like once or twice, and I didn't even touch it anymore. And my wardrobe becomes like so full of clothes, and I don't know where to donate it. So in the end, when I chanced upon Swapaholic, it's interesting way of just swapping your clothes with some other people, and then you get the chance to also take a look at other people's clothes that you may like it as well. So that's how I sign up for the events.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Pamela. So I'm a writer, I'm also a curator and a poet, and I do some holistic work. So actually I've been swapping before Swapaholic came about. My first swap with Swapaholic was maybe April last year in Chimes. But before that, actually I've been swapping for years. So with my friends, I just think it makes sense to kind of just swap clothes with them. We've also done swaps in each other's homes. So we have little swap parties in our own homes. So we're doing this for years. When I came across Swapaholic, I was like, oh, this is a natural extension, and I love the concept, and I like the community feel. I like that it's fun, and I like that the range of clothes and also the music that is being played. So it creates like a great atmosphere. So yeah, it's nice to actually come out and like, you know, go to a venue and do it. So I like it. Yeah.
You've all gone to several of our events and you've seen that we've been in different locations and we've changed the format, not so much, but like we've changed little things. Like when we started out, for instance, we did one piece of clothing for another piece of clothing, regardless of what maybe the monetary value of each piece of clothing had been when they were bought new. And now we've started introducing kind of like a point system, right? So when we collect the clothes, we also evaluate, you know, like the quality and maybe if it's a branded item or, you know, what kind of materials were used. So we assign a certain amount of points to a piece. And then people have this token system. So we're curious to find out, like, what do you think about the changes that we've made, like from the beginning to now? Do you think it's better? Do you think it's running more smoothly? Is it more fair? Or do you have any other thoughts?
I think I like the point system. And when I started, it was already point system.
Okay.
But the a bit changes is that the last time when we check out, we have to use the points, otherwise it will bring forward and then how many points will exchange to 1 point or something.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the recent one is being readjusted that we can actually we can keep our points for the next swap.
Yeah,
which
for
I
6
like
months.
it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Okay, so now your points are valid for 6 months.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
great
Which is
Yeah.
good, really.
Yeah.
Because
It's more fair, right?
when
Yeah,
that
definitely.
time it's like, oh, okay, I've got to really finish up my points,
Yeah.
otherwise
Yeah.
like no points, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
and
thought
it
that
kind of
was
like
very
it kind of like forces you to pick something that you might not wear again,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So then you
yeah,
have the same problem again. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we
Right.
thought, you know, that doesn't make sense. So we changed that. So that's a good change.
That was
Yeah.
a great change. I also like the point system. So my first swap was based on one-to-one items.
Yeah.
And I totally get the point of,
Yeah.
you know, some people, like, they trade in all their, you know, H&M items and then, you know, they get back, I don't know, like branded items. Like, obviously it's not really fair to the person that bought their branded items. And I think if it was one-to-one, it would also discourage actually people from bringing high value items, right? Because they wouldn't actually feel like they get anything in return.
Yeah.
So no, I think it's fair. I also really like that it's, you know, tracked, and like I quite like when I get a feedback email on this is how many items you swapped, this is how many items you got back, and like I quite like that actually as well. Yeah.
That's good.
So I hope one of the outcomes of this is instead of buying, you know, every month a $5 t-shirt,
Yeah.
people come to Swapaholics
Yeah.
and change it for a different item.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
so I hope that is actually an outcome out of this.
So like maybe then you just get the 1 point t-shirt, you know,
Yeah.
instead of like buying a brand new $5 t-shirt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I find myself shopping significantly less
Same.
because I don't need to.
Yeah, definitely like Swapaholics made me more mindful about, even though I did the swaps with my friends, but I think because when you do your swaps with your friends, I don't know, maybe because you go to each other's houses, it just feels more casual.
Yeah.
And it just seems like friends catching up. So I don't know, it doesn't seem like, it doesn't increase my awareness to the point that Swapaholic does. Because for example, like this dress and like the earrings and the bag that I'm carrying it all from Swapaholic. So literally now actually a lot of my outfits are from Swapaholic.
That's great.
And I don't see a need to buy any more clothes. And I understand that another thing that perhaps can go towards, you know, like building this awareness is also the idea of not needing to buy new clothes and being able to buy so-called second-hand or vintage clothes, which actually I personally love, but it's still quite a mindset change and shift that needs to happen in Singapore. And I think that the emphasis that Swapaholic has on the clothes being in such good condition and on everything that gets swapped is very good condition, I think that really helps raise the awareness and sort of the viability of swapping and just wearing second-hand items. You don't even think it's second-hand because they all look brand new. So I think that's an important thing that you guys are doing on that front.
And you can share, as a volunteer, we do spend a lot of time like actually sorting through stuff, steaming it, and like hanging it on hangers and like sorting it according to size and to tops and to bottoms, and then a lot of time this time around to see like, oh, spring's coming, let's put in florals, let's have a little black dress rack. So it's we try to make these little changes rather than just like, okay, this is large, this is small, this is. I hope it doesn't go unnoticed.
No, you do notice that for sure.
There's racks of black color, floral, and
So I think it helps to structure your
Yeah.
swap, right? Like if you only like black clothes,
That's your corner.
I also like the chats that happen in the while queuing.
Or like
Check
in
your
the
phone.
shed.
Or even talking next to the mirror. I find those conversations to me like the part about like even though you may not see them or you might see them in the next swap, it's just that those nice conversations I feel that really are kind of the anchor for Swapaholic that makes it a bit different, because sometimes these random conversations you have with strangers over something shared is actually, I don't know, these are the little things that make life really meaningful.
So I always use the shared changing room because I think that's such a great concept, and I think this was new, like you had the rack in there, right, for people just to hang their clothes back. And what was so cool is actually people just started trying each other's things. So like, you would see, oh, I love that, Yeah, so I think that was a really good change. If it was there before, I'm sorry I didn't know.
We were actually like thinking about whether we should keep doing this, because we realized another problem is that people don't come out of the changing room anymore, and then you have like the queue and people are just waiting and waiting and waiting because people are just changing in there and swapping in there.
That's
So
well, on a very subjective. That's what happened.
So we were like wondering about whether, like that was one of the feedback actually from the volunteers, right? They were trying to like, get some of the clothes out or just, manage the crowds outside. It's always like a little bit of a balancing act. So but it's good to get that feedback.
So it's really fun, and cold drinks or ice cream.
The ice cream is
anything
perfect.
cold, it's like so cold drinks or ice cream or iced coffee, like just simple stuff like that. And like what you guys have been doing, tying up with like local, brands who are also looking for who also have the same kind of eco values. I think it'd be nice to like keep doing that, and it also keeps people there longer. Yeah. Because if they're not hungry and they are not thirsty and they're not warm, they stay there longer. So, or even just mineral water, or pair up with like coconut water, something.
So you guys are also wearing clothes that you swap, right?
Yes. Well, shoes not and jewelry not, but so it's all swap. Yeah,
it's really nice. So do you find yourself actually wearing the things that you swapped? Like it's not just, I just took it because it was my size, but you actually do wear them on a regular basis?
I wear this dress a lot and carry that bag a lot.
How important do you think are an online swap place? Do you think, we're trying to figure out, if we should maybe increase the amount of events that we do, if we stick to what we're doing right now, from like just a participant's point of view. Like, do you think that, I was wondering because I was thinking like maybe if we do one event a month, that's also why that kind of like panic rush is there, that people think that, oh, there's only this one event, I have to wait another 4 weeks, and I really want to get everything out of this event, and then people just start hoarding or start like rushing and grabbing things rather than just being a bit more chill and like having more fun,
I think the pop-up thing definitely creates more buzz. I think if it comes to the shop, like it might be hard for you guys to differentiate yourself from all the 1 million shops in Singapore that do retail. And then you would also be bogged down by things like rent and manpower and electricity and so on. So I feel like pop-up might be a better system for now. And then online, I think it might be hard to translate the community feel and also the experience of swap into an online experience. Maybe that could be something, maybe like, I don't know, maybe 5-10 years down the road, when maybe there's an established community built around Swapaholic, that maybe that's something that you guys can explore. But definitely I feel like the pop-up system is really working right now. I mean, I don't know what you guys think.
I think the pop-up also creates the kind of suspense or excitement.
Anticipation,
I'm looking forward to the swap day.
Okay, that's good. So it's not it's creating more like excitement than anxiety.
It's exciting.
It's exciting. Like I always do find them very fun. I don't know, like I mean, what's been kind of a funny sort of byproduct of swapping is like, I think my style has changed a lot because it's different from shopping, right? Where you go into a shop, you kind of have a very clear idea of what you're looking for, and you kind of just go with your style the whole time. And then when you start swapping, I don't know, it just kind of opens up like your mind, I think, because you're looking at it more from, oh, maybe this could work, you know? And then, so I think that kind of also adds to the fun. And I think, like, I'm always surprised actually what I walk away with. Like, the items are so high quality, and it's always like, oh, I'm really happy with what I got today, you know, which is a nice byproduct of it. Like with the online thing, like how would it work? I'm just trying to think, how could you translate it?
The concept of the platform was to almost have like an online shop, right? So it's basically you use your points and then you can just get the items that are posted online. Yeah, so I think that was the initial idea. We're just trying to figure out whether or not it's like something worth investing in at the moment. Yeah, but I've actually like heard a lot of people say like, what's the online platform? So how would I use it?
I think what could speak for an online platform, like for example with the December swap, like I've got things that I would probably wear to a wedding, but I don't really need them right now.
Okay.
Right? So I'm really looking forward to the day that I finally get to wear it, but I don't really need it right now.
Yeah.
So maybe in that case, like it would be nice, because then instead of going on this wild goose chase going through the shops, I could just go to the online platform, just have a look and be like, oh, actually perfect, I'll take that. You know, rather than now having it in my cupboard the whole time until I finally get to wear it. But I do think like the event vibe is what makes it fun, and probably that's what most people enjoy about it as well.
Do you think that having it once a month is frequent enough, or do you think it should be more frequent?
No, I think that's enough.
Once a month, yeah.
I think it's enough, yeah, because like you also need to, I don't know, have some time to find new items to swap.
That's true. Yeah.
Quarterly is fine.
Quarterly, okay.
Oh no.
Well, I mean, if you have the option, right? Like, let's say if we had it every month and you feel like quarterly, so then you just come every 3 months, right? Looking at the last event, you know, what did you really enjoy? What did you not like so much? What would you wish other people would do or do less of, or would you wish they would continue doing? You said you really like the conversation and just like the friendliness of it, and you said like last time it felt a little bit more aggressive, so you'd wish people would just chill out a little bit more.
Yeah, I think like hello Swapaholics. I feel like it's important to bear in mind that I think maybe when you're shopping, like you go into this like hunting mode, but I think at the end of the day we need to remember that it's Swapaholics that kind of more as a reminder to how we can shop more responsibly. I think maybe when we get excited by clothes and what we can consume, that we forget that, and I just hope we can remember that, and also remember that we really are part of a community, and each one of us, you know, like for example grabbing like 50 things and piling them and like kind of hogging them for like, I don't know, like 2 hours. It's really not, it's just not fair. Like as you mentioned, you wouldn't do it in a shop, and I know, and do the poor volunteers a favor, and after you're done, hang your clothes up, because when you hang up the clothes, you know, if everyone starts hanging up their clothes, if you think about it, you will also benefit from it, because then the sooner you can also see what other clothes you would want that you can take.
Like, I agree with everything you said. Yeah, so I think you guys definitely should do like tips like for effective swapping. Like for example, like sorry, that doesn't really answer your question, but
That's fine.
like one thing that I do is like I start and I collect a few items, and then I take like a break and I go in front of the mirror and I actually check, oh, does this color work? Does this fit potentially? You know, etc. And then I start already sorting, and then I put things back, and then once I actually go into the changing room, like I'm pretty sure I know what I want to actually try on. So I think that helps. Yeah, I don't know, to fellow Swapaholics, just have more fun, like engage with people, like we're having a fun time, right? So if you see somebody, you know, putting something on that looks really great, like, or you know, you see that people are maybe a bit confused, like, does this look good on me or not? You know, you can, like, we're all women, right? We're like, we're all friends, so you can just, I don't know, have more of a social interaction, I think. So just have more fun.
You might even make a friend along the way.
Yeah, you might actually make a friend.
Oh yeah, so connect, not compete.
Yeah. That's a good motto.
Yeah.
I agree with both ladies as well in terms of educate the swappers in terms of how to pick their clothes and just pick whatever they like to and all that. I was just thinking that is there any way that just an idea like probably a VIP access to the Swapaholic items, like probably for those people who have maybe more points or whatever it is, to be able to really get the first access to the collections.
Interesting. Could be an interesting.
Yeah.
So
So
maybe for loyal swappers who've been here from the
yeah,
beginning.
probably.
That's okay, I'll prove it this way.
I kind of like that.
Yeah,
I kind of
so
like that actually. Yeah.
it's also encourage people to go more, to do more swappers, to get that loyalty or VIP access to the Swapaholic collection or whatever it is.
Yeah, I think you could also encourage more high value items through that, actually.
Yeah.
I like that actually. I think you could also try the 5 items per try idea. Because then you would kind of overcome that problem where there is definitely a point in the swap where all the good items are in somebody's hands
Yeah.
being tried on.
Or not being tried on, just
Or
being
not
held.
being, So
Or on the floor.
Or on the floor. Yeah. It also feels really good to see your own clothes in somebody else's
my
hand, right? Like when
gosh,
people are like checking out and they're like really loving your old clothes. Like I feel like to me that's always like, oh, they find a nice home, you know. They're not like ending up on some toxic dump. That's nice.
Just education to ladies in terms of like this kind of your color scheme and which match to which kind of clothes and all that. So you can also direct you to go into this kind of colors instead of just looking for something that you like black color or white color, but something that makes you more radiant or stand you out.
Oh, so like a workshop within the...
Yeah,
It could be fun actually.
So maybe
Really
also like
nice.
just things around this actual swap events could be cool, right? Like just
Yeah.
little things
Like-
like a little workshop on color and like, are you more of a winter or more of a spring to
Yeah.
summer person?
Like what would be very fun.
Could you do like a photo booth section where it's
Oh,
like
that
it's
could be
fun
fun.
because it's always fun, right?
Yeah.
Like when you guys had the mannequin outside this time,
Yeah.
I thought that was
That
fun.
was a good
actually.
idea.
I
Yeah,
liked the
dialed up
mannequin
the
there.
fashion, yeah.
Because actually when I saw that, part of me just wanted to like, oh, like I'll mix this fascinator with like this.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea actually. Like create, maybe instead of like having more pop-up events, we could have, you know, like workshops around
Yeah.
those events that kind of complement it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think some ladies also sometimes they wanted to try something, but they're scared. So it encourage them also to try clothes that is outside their normal things, you know. And
Or like something maybe that could help with playing up the social aspect as well. It's like maybe integrating it a little bit with networking. Like maybe so then afterwards saying after your swap, come hang out, have a drink or like a soda or an ice cream, right? So I think at the moment like a lot of people grab their ice cream and dash.
Yeah.
From my perspective, like I'm so in awe like how many clothes are connected by Swapaholics, and then I mean it's like over 2,000 items as far as I've seen like on every swap, and just managing 2,000 pieces of clothes, making sure they're ironed and everything. Like wow, I think you guys do a really good job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. All the work you guys do, the entire team is amazing, and it's just a passion to like to do more, you know, sustainable fashion and a new way of looking at fashion that Singapore really needs. So yeah, please help them and help yourselves and help each other.
Thank you.
it's been a wonderful experience I have with Swapaholic so far, and all the volunteers are very friendly. every time when I do a checkout, they always ask my experience and all that.
Thank you so much for participating. It's
Oh,
really
thank you.
valuable to us. Like as I said, we're still trying to tweak the system and to like find a good format for everyone, just to make the experience as enjoyable as possible. Just let us know what you think, and we promise you we take feedback very, very seriously, and we'll try to integrate your comments into the next swap.